Hi, it's Innocent from Drillabyte. Welcome to Lecture 1 in our JavaScript series. In this lecture, you learn the fundamentals, environment setup, and you write your first JavaScript code. I'm excited and I can't wait to show you what I have for you. So the first thing I want to do is set up my environment. So setting up my environment will require me to download a browser and a code editor. So those are the two basic things I will need right now for JavaScript. Now I've gone ahead to download a code editor and I will be using the Chrome browser, which I already have installed on this computer. But I'll just show you exactly how you can do same as well. So to download a browser, most computers, if you are on a Mac, would come with Safari browser, and if you are on Windows, you'd have Internet Explorer. So to download the Chrome, if you have just Internet Explorer, simply visit the Internet Explorer, or if you are on modern version or earlier versions of Windows, you would have the Windows Edge. So simply say download Chrome like this, and then you have the option to download the Chrome browser and install. So like I said, so this is Chrome browser and you can download from Windows Edge. So if you don't have the browser, download the browser. Now you don't need to download JavaScript because most browsers come with JavaScript installed, and any browser really is fine, but I like Chrome because it supports developer. So Chrome has a lot of features that supports developer. Other browsers have it, but Chrome is best suited for this JavaScript series. So having said that, I'm going to close this up and then I will go back to Chrome. So I have simply opened up a Chrome browser which I'll be using for this JavaScript course, and then the first thing you want to do is download VS Code. So just type download VS Code. Now this very first website that comes up is the Visual Studio Code editor, and if you're on Windows you can click for Windows. If you're on Linux operating system you can click this, and if you are on Mac you can simply click this. So I'm on Windows and I'll simply just click this like so, and then it's going to be downloaded onto my computer. So once this is downloaded, all I have to do is simply just click on the file, follow the instructions, and then install Visual Studio Code. So I already have Visual Studio Code installed on my computer, and then I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code and I would start teaching you what I have for you today. So I'm simply just going to close this up, and then I would open Visual Studio Code. But before I open Visual Studio Code, I will just do some quick setup on my computer. So I have opened my CMD and I'm going to be typing some commands. If you're not aware of these commands I'll be using in CMD, don't panic. You can easily do the same on your desktop. If you want to learn more about the CMD, click the link in the description, or the link would be above this video. You can click it to learn about the CMD commands which I'll be using here. So the first thing I want to do is change directory, which is the CD command, and I'll simply go into my desktop right there. Now this CLS is used to clear my screen, and then the next command I will do is to just make a new directory, and I'm going to call that JS, okay? And I'll hit the enter. So you can see JS folder now exists. I'm just going to drag this up so you can see exactly where it is. Now, next I'll do is I'm going to just create a folder. So to create a folder, I'm just going to do make directory once again, and I'm going to create lecture 1, okay, and then I'll do one more, make directory and assignments. So at the end of each video you are going to have assignment, okay, for each video. So at the end of each video I'll be giving you assignments, and you are going to be able to do that assignment, and you also have the solution. Okay, so assignment is created outside. That is a mistake. I needed to create this inside JS as well. Also, lecture 1 is created outside. I'll just drag that into JS. Now I need to change directory into my JS, okay, and I'll just clear this. Now I'm going to open JS folder in my code editor like so, and then it opens up. So I have the JS folder and I have 2 subfolders in it. Now under assignment, this is where I'm going to solve the assignment, and I'm going to show you exactly what you should do in the assignment. Now under lecture 1, I'm going to create a new file, and I will simply call that file index.html. Now, having created the index.html file, I will just write a simple HTML code and show you exactly how you run that. So I've just typed HTML and I have these options. I'm just going to select this and then hit the tab key, and it will give me a basic HTML template. So let us declutter our HTML. I'm just going to get off the 2 meta tags and just leave this. So this is a basic HTML template. In the body section, I'm just going to add a paragraph. So first, the title section, I'm going to change that to JavaScript, and I will just write JavaScript. Okay, and then in the body section, I'm just going to do H1. And if you don't know HTML, please, I have a full HTML tutorial that will take you through HTML. Just click the link in the comment or one of the links above. You will be able to learn HTML and understand exactly what is going on here. So in the H1, I'm just going to put, of course, JavaScript course, and JavaScript course. Okay, so that's the H1. Now in the I'm going to create a paragraph tag next, and then in the paragraph text, I'm simply going to type I'm simply just going to type hello world. So, and I will save that. Okay, so I have saved this. This is a basic HTML website, you can call it, and let us run this HTML website. Now I have several extensions installed on my VS Code, and one of the extensions I have is an extension that allows me to preview HTML code like this without going into my browser. Note, you would also go into your browser as time goes on. Now one other extension I have installed is an extension called Pretty, okay, or Prettier. So I have Prettier extension. This extension right here, Prettier, would help you to format your code and make your code look good, okay? So you need to ensure that you have Prettier installed, and then if you like, optionally you can install this preview extension as well. So if you need help with installing extension, just let me know in the comment section and I'll guide you through that. So let us just preview this code we have right here. So another way to preview this code is to click on this particular explorer, and then you simply just right click and you click on open in browser. Now when I click open in browser, it's going to open this in my Chrome browser. So this is Chrome browser right here, and you can see that Chrome browser also looks similar to what I had in the preview window. So I'm just going to expand Chrome browser, and then I'll show you some of the features in Chrome browser that would allow you run JavaScript code. So if I click on Shift-Control-I, for instance, I'm going to open this panel right here in Chrome browser, okay, and it's the developer extension that allows me to check my code. So I have elements, I have console. So this is the JavaScript console that allows you to write JavaScript file, right, and then debug as well. And I have sources, I have network, okay, network, and this just tells me about the networking stuff that go on in my code. And then I have performance and a whole lot of other things, memory, application, security, and all. But we are mostly concerned with our console tab and our element. For example, in the console, I can write a JavaScript code right now. For instance, I can just say, document, right? Document.write, for instance, okay? And then you can give it something and just say hello. So I'm actually writing a JavaScript code on the fly and uncaught syntax error. Oh, okay. So sorry, I made a mistake. I'm just going to write that again. Document.write. So you can just have an idea of what goes on. So hello innocent, and I'm going to close that up like so. Okay, and hit enter, and you can see the code changes immediately to hello innocent. So you can actually write stuffs here. Okay, so I can also do for example 3 plus 5, right? And you can see I already have the answer here, 8. So this JavaScript console allows you to okay, that should be clear like this. Okay, I've cleared the console. So this just allows you to write JavaScript code, debug JavaScript code, and just inspect your element. Now note that the console has not really changed this. You are just experimenting. If I go back and click on elements, I have the original code which came with this. If I reload, I would have that code come back again, or I'll have what I had formerly come back again. So this is about the JavaScript console, okay, that you should know about. Now I'm now going to show you how you can add JavaScript to your HTML, right, which we have created, and how you can run that on your browser. So the first thing you need to do is go back to your HTML. Now you can add JavaScript code in your HTML exactly after the body tag. Okay, so after the paragraph tag, and it's going to be the last thing I add. So all I need to do is add this script, and then a opening tag script and a closing tag script, like so. And then the next thing you want to do is write your JavaScript code in between these scripts. So the same way which I did my document.write is one way to output stuff to your browser. I can also write the document.write, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to write a JavaScript code that is going to change the hello world you saw right there. So remember guys, this hello world, I'm going to just write a JavaScript code that targets it and changes it. Okay, now to do that, I would first need to give my paragraph ID like so, and I would just call the ID something like show. Okay, so I'm going to reference this ID show inside my JavaScript like this. So what I'll do is say document.write dot, I'm going to use the get element by ID attribute right here, and I will tell it I want the ID of show. Okay, and what do I want to do with this ID? I want to call the inner HTML attribute or parameter, and I want to set it to something else. So I will set it to a string that says hello innocent. Now, after writing your JavaScript code, you can end that line of code with a semicolon, but this is not important. Okay, you can end it with a semicolon, but even if you don't include it, your code is still going to run. So if I do that, all I simply need to do is once again click here and say open in browser, and you can see my, of course, hello innocent now changes, my hello world now changes to to hello innocent when I do open in browser. So this was the former code hello world. If I reload, you see it changes to hello innocent. And then on my elements, I have the script. Okay, now if I go to console, I can still play with my JavaScript code right here. So I'm just going to close that once again. Now, one thing you can do also in adding JavaScript is you can actually run JavaScript functions and check for things like clicks and whatnot. So before we do that, I'm just going to show you one more thing. Okay, so I'm going to write one more script called alert. Now alert is also used to output a message to console, and you will recognize this one. Okay, so I'll save this, and then I would open up my browser and just reload this. So I can close this up right now and reload this, and you can see I have alert and it says hello script. Okay, so I'll say okay, and I get my page. Now if I go back to my VS Code, I have the alert and I have hello script. Okay, so let me just show you something that is interesting. So under alert, I can use the prompt. Okay, so instead of alert, I'll just say prompt, right? And I will ask a question. So what is your name? So you are going to love this one, and then I'll say alert, but instead of this, I'm just going to say hello, right? And then I would say plus name. Okay, let's see what that is going to give us when I save it and come back to my browser right here and run this code. I get a prompt that says what is your name. So if I just write my name Innocent and I hit enter, it says hello. Okay, and I'm expecting it to output my name. It's not outputting my name, so I'm just going to show you why it didn't do that, because it doesn't know what name is right now. So I'm just going to create a variable, right, and I'll call that variable name. Now note, I'm going ahead of myself because you may not know what a variable is right now. So a variable is just a container for saving data. So I have saved this thing in a variable. So if I do alert hello plus, of course, it's going to output my name right now. So I'll go back to this place and reload it once again, and it says, and I'll say innocent and hit the enter or the OK, and you can see it says hello innocent. So this is a cool stuff if you are new to JavaScript. Now we're also going to do more advanced thing, and you have an assignment to work in this first JavaScript video. So one more way you can actually output stuff to your console is by actually having this script in a separate file, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. But before I do that, I'm just going to create a simple program. Okay, so I have hello world, right, and I have hello world, and I'm going to create a simple program here. So I'm going to write a JavaScript function. So watch this. This is how you write a function. Okay, and that function is going to have change. The name of the function will be change, and of course it's going to be in this block. So what exactly would change do? Change is going to get the document by ID. So document.element by ID, document.getElement by ID. Okay, and it's going to get this show ID. So I'm just going to write that there, show ID, and it's going to reference inner HTML in show ID and set inner HTML to 1. Okay, and I'm just going to save that. Now note, what I want to do is I want to run this function whenever you click a button. Okay, so what I'm going to do simply is I'm going to create a button in HTML, and that button is going to say something like click me to change to change number. Okay, sorry. So it's going to say click me to change number, this button, and then I will have I would have something listening for clicks. Okay, so that is going to be called on click. Okay, so if I type on click right here, and whenever you click this button, it should run this change function. So I'm just going to say change like so, and then I will save this. So let us see exactly what we have. I'll open up my browser, I'll reload this, and you see, fair enough, I have hello world and I have a button and it says click me to change the number. So if I click on this, it's going to change the number instantly, and you can see it changes it to 1. But if I keep clicking, it doesn't change it anymore. Okay, now we'll get back to this because this is going to be your assignment. Okay, now the very last thing I want to show you before I talk about your assignment is I'm simply going to click here, and how you can actually run your JavaScript code in a separate file from the index.html. Now, how do you do that really? And what are the benefits of running your JavaScript code separately? Now, one of the benefits is that it allows for modular design. Modular design in the sense that once your JavaScript code is separate, you can actually work on your JavaScript code and you can have someone else working on your HTML, for instance. So it allows you to collaborate with other developers. It's very useful for version control like Git. And once again, if you don't know Git, don't worry. I have a link in the description that covers Git from beginner to expert in just 45 minutes. So you can work with version control like Git. Okay, and another thing is that when you separate your HTML and JavaScript files, you can actually have a software that can minify your JavaScript file, thereby reducing the size and making it unreadable to humans. And this is a good thing for lesser size, and things like that. Okay, and when you also have your JavaScript file, you can actually host it somewhere and have other developers link to your JavaScript file, and we'll see all that right here immediately. So in lecture 1, I'm going to create another file, okay, and that is going to be called main.js. Okay, so main.js is here and it's currently empty. Now I'm going to abstract this script. Okay, so I'll cut that and put it in main.js like this. So I'm just going to format this properly, format that properly. Okay, so I'm good with this, and I'll just save main.js. Now this is what I currently have in main.js. Now in index.html, I'm now going to show you how you can link to that main.js file right there. So under the head section, after the title, I'm just going to add a script tag right here, script tab, and inside my opening tag, I'm going to add a source. Okay, so src, which is for source, and I'm going to link to main.js and save that. Okay, so I have abstracted my JavaScript code and I moved it to main.js. So index.html is left without any physical JavaScript code, but then I still have this referencing change function, and the change function is located in main.js. Now once you do stuff like this means you don't need to add this script, opening script and closing script tag anymore. So you can save that. Why do you not need to do this? Because now your JavaScript knows that this is a JavaScript code and is going to treat it as such. Okay, so I have this right here and I can save this and then go back to my browser and run this code, and you can see what will happen. So if I run this code, you can see it works as normal, and I have hello world once again, and I can click here and it's going to change to 1. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. For your assignment, I want you to work on this same code. So this code is going to be available on GitHub. If you don't know GitHub, you can click the link in the comments to learn GitHub quickly so that you can follow exactly what we are doing. So I'm going to put a link to the GitHub repository for this course, and you have the lecture 1 and you have the index and the main.js. What you need to do is modify this code a little so that whenever you click on the button right here, this number is going to keep increasing. So when I click on the button again, I need to see 2, click on it, 3, click on it, and it will keep increasing like that. So thank you for watching this one. In the next video, I'm going to show you the solution to the assignment. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Please consider sharing this video so we can reach a wider audience. Please click the share button, like, and subscribe. Leave your comments and I'll be here to answer them on time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, guys.